Welcome back to the Authentic Human Podcast, where we explore consciousness, creation, existence, and evolution through conversations with universal beings. Hi, I'm Michelle Vickers, and today is part 108 of the story of creation. So, if you're new here, we have been following along. I say because this is recorded in front of a live audience, and I'm super grateful for that. And I'm having conversations with universal beings. So I'm not channeling. I am conversing in real time with universal beings and allowing that wisdom to come through me and be shared so that we can all learn together. Learn about our origins as humans, learn about existence and creation and the universe itself. And why? How did this start? Well, because I wanted to know why I exist. I wanted to understand why I'm here, what I'm meant to be doing with my life. And it just evolved over the past 20 plus years into turns out other people want to know the same thing. They want to know the truth of what's going on in existence, but they want to know the truth so they can actually use that information to propel them into their mission, into their purpose for this life and this existence. And so if that's you, you are in the right place. So let's explore and see who's here. We definitely have some angelics today. And yeah, so we've got second stream angelics. And that goes back to there are the universal beings who create experience. They created the opportunity for humans to have a physical experience. And in the last two parts, so part 106 and part 107, part 106 was like an introduction to shapeshifting and understanding what shapeshifting actually is. Because then in 107, they went into how to use shapeshifting for creation and why that's important because we're literally currently creating the future of human existence, right? So all the humans who have incarnated right now have a particular role in fulfilling this recreation of human existence, right? You are a part of this. And that's why you have these instincts that you want to know the truth. You're not satisfied with being lied to, but more importantly, you want to understand the truth and the roots and the origins that come from behind you, right? You need to be able to look behind and go, oh, that makes sense. I know who I am. Because when you understand who you are, you can make an impact. You can make a difference in the world. And so what the angelics want to share today is that they're saying that they want to go into an exploration of consciousness from a universal perspective. So what does that mean? And it's really interesting because consciousness is, it's the history of existence, right? It's a catalog, if you will. It's like a library of everything that's ever happened in existence. And so so first the importance, so the creator is stepped in for a minute and he wants to also communicate the importance of consciousness in existence, right? So when he decided that this universe would be based on free will and exploration, right? So free will needs exploration to be fulfilled. Okay. Free will literally means whatever you want to do, you can do it. And that's extremely broad, especially when you come from a narrow understanding, like we've been trained, when you don't know who you are, you don't know why you exist, you don't know what you're capable of. Free will is confusing. It's overwhelming. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Can I find what I'm supposed to be doing? And you're constantly looking for like a job description, for something that is literally the universe is saying to you, here, this is what you do. This is how you do it. This is when you do it. This is the tactics you use and the strategies. And this is how you fulfill your mission. And what the universe and what the creator wants you to understand is that's not how creation was created. It's not how existence was created. Every human being has full access to consciousness. So consciousness is never ending and it's continuously expanding. So what I'm creating in this moment is being fed into consciousness. What you're creating in this moment is being fed into consciousness. What's happening everywhere in existence, not just the world, not just Earth, every single part of the solar system, every planet, every star, every black hole, every aspect of space, every aspect of universal existence. So the creation of matter, it's still consciously and currently unfolding. It's being fed into consciousness. So every aspect of anything that you want to know is there for you. Why? Because those are your roots. That's your origin. That's where you come from, why you exist. How can you possibly participate in free will if you don't understand why you exist? You can't, which is exactly why they removed it. They removed our capacity to access information, vital information about who you are and why you exist and why you came into this life, all of these things, right? I mean, we have snippets because we remember. Right? So there will be people who are super focused on past lives. There's people who are hyper focused on near-death experiences. There's a lot of people who are focused on healing modalities and energy. There's other people who are focused on remote viewing. Others are focused on shape-shifting. There are so many people who are focused on one aspect. It's like watching, the health industry on social media. And you could literally sit and watch a million reels and every single person is going to have a different perspective on what's going to help you, what's going to save you, what's going to make your life completely different and better and remarkable. And that's part of the problem because we do not have connection to consciousness anymore. We don't have an understanding of who we are, why we exist, and why we were created in the first place. When you understand, like the creator is explaining, when you understand that his intention was for you to explore your potential. And he's showing me, he's saying, it's like, when there's a whole bunch of items on the top of a table, even if you're playing poker and there's a whole bunch of chips and he's like pushing them all towards you in a pile. And he's saying, I gave you everything you need to explore your potential. When I first heard that, my next question was, well, what are those things? What did he give us? And that's really what the story of creation has been about so far, is every gift that the creator has ever given humanity to ensure our success, to ensure that we could participate in his intention for existence. So remember, every aspect of creation, all the way back from when the creator first created this universe, it's very, very simple. Intention becomes energy, becomes experience. In order to fulfill a creation, you have to have an intention that is filled with integrity, and that is based on such a pure intent that no matter what happens, no matter what challenges come at you, no matter what opportunities seem to arise and then potentially fall away, your intention holds. Because that's how fulfillment occurs. How do you hold an intention, sometimes for a lifetime, without becoming overwhelmed, without feeling let down, without feeling like you're alone and nobody understands you and nobody can see your vision? That's part of what the creator ensured. It's part of what he programmed inside of you. That's why he gave you access to consciousness, to every aspect of creation so far, so that you would be able to get every aspect of information you need, but he also created purity, right? It's one of the 9 fundamental universal energies because purity is what ensures that you have the capacity to continue to tweak your intention. And this is where it starts to get really interesting, okay? Because tweaks are vital to your success as a human being. Vital. In fact, as explorers, we have to we have to think on our feet. We're constantly tweaking. But you're tweaking because you learned something, not tweaking because, oh, that person didn't do something and now I can't fulfill my purpose because you're feeling sorry for yourself. We don't tweak based on feeling sorry for ourselves. We tweak based on truth, based on self-recognition and self-awareness and our ability to expand our perspective and expand our potential. Okay. And so what he's saying is when you come up against challenges, those challenges are strategically designed by the universe for you to expand your capacity to contribute to consciousness. Just feel that for a minute. So all those challenges that you've been feeling uncomfortable about, that you've been feeling overwhelmed about, or angry or frustrated or resentful, they were feeding creation. They were feeding consciousness. How? Because through every single one, you had to tweak. You had to tweak who you are, what you were doing, how you were approaching life and existence. And you had to become someone different. You had to become the person who had the capacity to overcome that challenge. You did that. You had to become someone who could overcome that challenge. The whole universe is based on that experience over and over and over again. It's literally rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Not because the universe wants to challenge you, but because we are natural explorers. We constantly want to challenge ourselves. And I can tell you that humanity as a whole is exhausted. But we're not exhausted from being challenged and discovering more of who we are and challenging. Like that's how you discover more of who you are, right? Is by challenging yourself and overcoming challenges. But we're currently exhausted because we've been told what to do for so long. We just can't get out of that cycle. We want someone to come and save us. We want someone to come and tell us what to do and how to fix it so that we can be free. And that's what the angelics are telling you today. Freedom isn't about someone telling you what to do. It's about you creating a new opportunity that actually fits with who you are, what you want to experience, and more importantly, what you're meant to be doing in this world, in this universe. And these are not big, you know, job descriptions that are so intricate and so finite, and you have to have so many, years of experience doing this and years of experience doing that. Listen, you've got all the experience you need as a soul and every experience you've had in this life. Everything you've done has trained you for this role. Everything you've done in this life has trained you for this moment. Those challenges are not to define you. They are to free you. Free you from whatever limiting belief you decided to curl up underneath and hide. Because you were worried you couldn't handle it. What does worry look like? Well, worry is fear. And fear always comes out in anger. resentment, jealousy, judgment. That's you wanting to stay hidden underneath that big, huge rock or boulder and hope like heck this is just going to pass over. But what if you could recognize that experience for what it is? What if you could see the truth from a universal perspective instead of the limiting human perspectives that you've been taught that are all lies? What if you could see that that challenge is your biggest opportunity yet? It's the one that will take you into a state of self-mastery, a perspective that allows you to recognize not only are you participating in universal existence, but every other human on this planet, 8+ billion, are all participating in universal existence. And everyone has value. Everyone has the opportunity to explore their own potential, to expand consciousness, and to participate in a way that allows them to contribute to the universe. Is it your job to judge who's doing what and how they're doing it? No, it certainly isn't. And it's not your job to judge how you're doing either. Why? Because judgment's not a universal energy. Judgment only exists in your mind. If you set your intention to feel the energy of judgment, you're going to feel like I don't know how you're going to feel it. I feel it like a slimy oil slick, but it's not a universal energy. It's in the physical vibration. And it can only exist in the physical realm of vibration. It can't exist in the soul realm. And it certainly can't exist in a universal. Why? Because it's not a universal creation. It's a human mental creation. But here's the thing. It's part of that system. It's part of that structure that's designed to block you, right? I mean, they're showing me, like, judgment culture is one of the most devastating aspects against that blocks human consciousness. How do we know? Well, just look at the world. Look at the state we're in. That whole concept of where you can watch 1 million videos and every single video is going to have a different perspective on what the truth is. Those are all judgments. Every single one. They're not ideas. Nobody's having breakthroughs. Because the truth is, your body can't be healed on the physical side. It has to start in the energy. Your mind can't be healed on the physical side through thinking it through it. It can't. It has to start in the energy. What does that mean? It means every aspect of universal existence has a very unique frequency, very unique vibration, right? The energy speaks in a way that is so unique to that particular aspect of existence that when you connect with it, you have full awareness of it. Okay. That's how you get your information from consciousness. If I wanted to know what you did, last night, I just go into consciousness. It's right there. Nothing is hidden. But it's understanding that in order for you to accomplish that, you first have to A, believe that that's true. And that is the aspect of existence. B, you have to want the truth. And here's the thing. And the creator is being very specific here. He says, you live in a society, we as humans live in a society where we're addicted to the lies we've been told, addicted to them. What does that mean? That means we don't want to change them, because if we change those beliefs, we're not going to fit into the life we currently live. We're not going to fit with our people. We're not going to fit with our careers. We're not going to fit with our partner. Nothing will feel comfortable. It won't fit anymore. And why is that so terrifying? It's not in itself terrifying, because we're not actually scared of change. But we have been taught that if we change, other people don't like it. And we've been shown that. It's been proven over and over and over again. And that's why when you begin to look at yourself as a part of human existence and recognizing that every human has a role, you create space for everyone to grow, for everyone to create change in their own lives. So you're no longer needing the people in your life to stay the same, so that you feel comfortable, so that you know there's still a connection between you. You're now coming from a place of recognition that you're changing and other people are changing. The people you love, they're going to change. They're going to change at their own rate. They're going to change in their own way. And they're going to change based on what's important to them, unless you try to manipulate them. That's how we got into this situation that we're in. And so for the next few days, the Creator is asking you, for the next few days, He wants you to feel into your intentions around your relationships. Notice, do you hold people accountable when they change their mind? Or do you create space for their growth and for their potential to shine through? Because free will is recognition and recognizing your role in existence. And your role is a soul who's participating in a universal experience. You're here to express your potential as you explore it, as you discover it through the experiences that you have. And so is everyone else's. Everyone else. We're all here to do the same thing. And yet, we're not doing anything in the same way. Everyone has to find their own way. It's not a race. And you have to stop worrying about where you are compared to others. And you really need to stop worrying about what other people are or aren't doing. Because that's what's causing this to move so slowly. You know, there's a lot of spiritual people in the world who are like, if the other people just would get it already, we'd be able to do this. But that judgment right there is why we can't. And there's more of that judgment from people who think they're further ahead than there are from people who don't get it yet. It's pretty crazy. Because if they don't know, they don't know. But if you spent your time holding space and energy with the full and complete recognition that every human who is here is meant to be a part of this. And even if your mind can't understand why they're doing it the way they're doing it, but you could still respect that it is unfolding exactly how it is meant to, not only for them, but for the entire universe. Now you're contributing on a universal level. You're contributing to the rebuilding, and it's really not even rebuilding, that's the wrong word. It's creating the future of human existence. Because we can't fix. We're not fixing what's broken. We're certainly not. We're choosing to create a new world, and that's why we're here. And this isn't just about Earth. This is not a new Earth. This is an entire new universal experience based on truth. And if you're not comfortable with truth, if you're not willing to recognize truth, then you're part of the problem. And it's not about judgment. It's about being able to take a, it's being able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Accountability. It's being able to take accountability for how you're thinking about yourself, how you're thinking about other people, and change it so that you align with the greatness and the full potential of the entire universe. Because that's who humans were created to be. That's what we were created to do. You literally can hold conscious awareness for the entire universe, but you have to want to. And if you're too busy judging everybody else, you can't hold space for them. And that's the point. You cannot hold space for those you judge, including yourself. So if you find yourself judging yourself, you can't hold space for you. There's no room for you to grow. There's no room for you to expand or explore because you're addicted to judging. So notice this week how you participate in your relationships. Do you hold space? Do you create opportunities for other people to explore who they are? Do you create opportunities for you to explore who you are? Or do you consistently find yourself trying to judge yourself for what you did wrong and what you didn't figure out and what you didn't do right, what someone else didn't do to help you? No. Listen, the entire universe is conspiring to ensure your success. And if you're not getting enough support, it's because you're not holding enough space for other people. So it's time for you to start looking at yourself as an integral part of universal existence. You want to think that way, live that way, have that belief at the core of who you are, and all the pieces will begin to fall in place. Truth will come in much more easily, and your potential and your power as a soul, your potential in this universe will begin to flow through you in ways that you never thought possible. Give it a shot. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on the Story of Creation on the Authentic Human Podcast. I'm Michelle Vickers. Bye for now.